Hey, it's Christy, the Creative Badass, and today I want to talk about friendship and the divorce cycle, the divorce process, and sort of this cycle of friendship that comes into it because it is a wacky thing. And obviously, as an adult, I get that friendships change and evolve and mature and mutate and come and go. I get that. I've been through enough cycles like that in my lifetime. But it is a little surprising, I think, what I went through with friends when I went through divorce. And I think, from what I hear from clients too, as well as what they've gone through. The divorce process can be so isolating. It's just this weird thing where all of a sudden you're not what you were. You're not part of the married club anymore. You're not part of a couple anymore. And it's hard for you to grapple with that sometimes as you're going through the divorce process, but it can be even harder for people out there to sort of get and grapple. And they seem to sometimes lose like how they should talk to you or what they should do with you or where they should put you at a dinner party. Heaven forbid a single woman comes to a dinner party. But I want to talk to this idea about toxic friends and how they show up and how they leave you feeling as you're going through this process. So toxic friends are those friends who love to be there when things are going shitty for you. They're the ones that are so attached to drama and what's happening, and so they'll be there for you. They're there right there at your front door. Everybody loves like that train wreck, right? Like, oh my God, what's going on? I got to get there. So when you're going through this life-changing experience, traumatic life-changing experience, they're there. They're like, hey, I'm here. Tell me all about it. Because for the most part, they want to feel better about their own life. And really, there's nothing more frightening. I think back to when I was married, like there was nothing more sort of frightening for a married person than to be single again. Like, oh my God, I never want to go through the dating process again, blah, blah, blah. So they can sit there and say like, okay, I might not be that happy in my marriage, or marriage might be bad, but at least I'm not like Christy and failed in my marriage or let everything sort of fall apart. So they can feel better about themselves in that moment. But what they don't like is when you start to get your shit together, when you start to change and evolve as a person. And once you've sort of really gone through that really messy early part of a divorce where things are just, once you sort of rebuild yourself out of those ashes, they don't really want to be there for you. That's when you are really going to start to trigger them, because they're like, oh my God, wow. Christy really did get her life together or whatever. Like they're still feeling shitty about their life, but they see you and change and evolve and go into places where, they sort of never thought that you would go into. So that's hard for them. So that can be when you lose friends, and it's odd. And you'll find that I had the most support from really like a lot of just acquaintances, but people who become very important to me in my life now, 3 years later, 4 years later, these people that have walked in and have just given you their support and their love. And it will come from the weirdest places. And that's a really hard thing, to let go of the disappointment of people who you thought were in your corner, who thought, they were there for you, and they're not. But you just have to let that go. I mean, there's no point in holding on to that. That's just going to, lead to bitterness or resentment. You got to let go of that and hold on to these beautiful new people that come into your life, and that's okay. We're all growing and changing and evolving. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of language and some thoughts around that, because it's something that's sort of like a side effect that you might not really think about. So I wanted to offer that to you. That's all I got. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.